It's here! It's finally here! My brand new set of dial calipers! Oh, and I guess we got a 3D printer too, or something, whatever. Okay, so, first and foremost, I'm wearing this fabulous Pokemon's robe because there was some snow shoveling involved earlier, and my hoodie and my coat are both soaked through, so this is what I have to stay warm. You can also probably hear the heater right next to Plinky, because we have a space heater in here for a little more heat. Final disclosure, my puppers are here, and right now they're being good, but if you hear the pitter-patter of little paws, and or somebody ravenously attacking a bear, it's probably one of them. They're going to attack no bears when there was one time. She ate it. She ate the whole bear. So anyway, I'll show you this and then we'll get to the good stuff. I would like to go through today and do an unboxing and a put together. What I would like to achieve today is I want to get mine and Plinky's, Plinky and I's. I want to get our new 3D printer out of the box and set up. I've seen a lot of videos on the particular model of 3D printer that I have, but I haven't seen any that actually go through the whole process from open box to ready to start printing. Now, we're not going to print anything today. I'm going to save that for a later video because this is probably going to take all the time that we have, and I want to get this thing set up because I'm excited. Let's begin. So first, we got my fancy schmancy new digital dial calipers. These were just really cheap on Amazon. I have opened the box to check and see that it is accurate. And while it's probably not accurate to 1/1,000,000th of an inch or anything like that, it's plenty accurate for what I needed to do. And that'll come in handy with the first print, because the first print, I plan on printing a calibration cube. I'm going to print out a cube of specific dimension on the 3D printer once I get it set up, and then I'm going to measure said cube. Now this will tell me if my 3D printer is actually printing to the correct specifications, or if I need to dial something in somewhere. You know, it's all of the rest of the prints are going to be off if I try to print a cube that's 25 millimeters by 25 millimeters and it ends up being 13 by 32 or something like that. So this may come in handy. Oh, I can also use this to check the width of my filament that we have. So just a little upcoming business of what you'll see us printing in the future. First is the one that I picked out, which is a 1 kilogram roll of cheapy cheap green. Doesn't really have a name, it's just green. And I'm probably going to burn through this fairly quickly because we have a lot of calibration to do.
Is it ABS?
No, it's PLA.
PLA.
We couldn't really do ABS with this setup because we would have to shroud the 3D printer because ABS likes warmer temperatures, and while the bed and the nozzle get hot enough for ABS, having it in a cold room like this would likely cause warpage, and it would probably not stick to the bed as well as I would like, and it would probably just be a mess to print with in this environment. Also, I don't like the fumes that stuff gives off, so I'm not going to print ABS unless I have to, or maybe let down the line when I have more controllable facilities. This is Plinky's PLA. It's about actually it's almost exactly half a kilogram, so it's 600 grams of standard PLA. I'm not sure what the brand name is. It does not say on the spool itself, but it changes colors from all the colors of the rainbow. Starts on one, goes to the next. So that's going to be really nice as well. So we don't need this anymore. Plinky, would you like to do honors of the first cut?
Do I have to be in the frame?
Yes.
Then you do it.
All right. So hopefully that's the last I'll need my knife for a while. Let's open up and see what's in the bag.
What's in the bag?
You're being so good right now. Yeah, boys, I'm being good.
It's a box!
Exception.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, so we get some free paper bag.
Just thank you for your patronage. Just gotta set that right there.
Trying to make sure that our address isn't on here anywhere.
Now that's gonna have the shipping address for the Amazon warehouse, I would assume. Okay, inside the box was a box.
Oh, you can't be clowning on that puppy.
She likes the paper.
So, for those of you with keen eye and astute intellect, you would notice that this is a TiVo Tornado. Da 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 da, whatever. See what I was talking about earlier with the pitter-patter of petty paws?
She's a bad dog.
Was she cute though?
What's in the bag?
Oh man!
Is it another bag?
They sent us the copper one. Dun dun dun!
Is it an assembly book?
Possibly. TiVo 3D Electronics Technology. It's got their phone number, their email address, Facebook. That's actually a really nice card. At some point, I'm going to have to look at it and scan that QC code. QR?
QR code?
Is it QR or QC?
QR.
Hey, Louie.
QR for QT.
I'll handle the cringiness, thank you very much. Assembly manual. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here that's whatever. We'll get to this in a mo. I'm working with limited desk space as well, so I sincerely hope that this thing goes on the desk and goes on well. How's he? So there's this. I gotta say though, I mean, I didn't think that I would like the copper color that you probably can't see due to that camera angle.
Rude.
But I really like that. Also in the bags, we have... Oh wow, really? That's weird. Okay, zip ties, these I expected. Zip ties held together with bread ties, that's adorable. You have... I'm actually not sure what this is. I'm pretty sure the manual will tell us.
Isn't it like cord tying thread? Do you think?
No, it looks like there's a tiny LED on the end.
Hmm.
And that's held together with bread ties. You have a replacement brass nozzle. For those of you at home wondering, the Tornado uses a 0.4 millimeter nozzle tip. And then this is the thing that I find most weird, that it actually uses a full-size SD card. Elite Pro, I mean, that sounds nice, but
Bum, bum, bum.
I honestly figured it would be a micro SD.
You wanted it for your phone, didn't you?
No, it's only 512 megabytes.
Oh, that was 512 gigs.
No. If they came with that, like, one of those literally cost more than this entire 3D printer,
Cut out me being stupid.
including shipping. I don't want to scrap the whole video. Come on.
You just cut it out.
This is going to go here next to the Ensemble manual. Also comes with a scrapier. Doesn't feel the best of quality. You can't see it there, but there's a lot of flex in that handle. But, I mean, it'll get us started. And then there is an adorable teeny tiny screwdriver, a little wrench, and a bunch of Allen keys. I suspect that that wrench may be 8 millimeter because I think that's what the nozzle takes. Yes! Just yes. If I remember correctly, I think these are called firewire cables. Like they use them on printers, and I think that they also used to use these on camcorders. I guess this would be if you want to, for whatever reason, and whoever has a laptop or computer to spare for however many hours you're printing, you can print. You can hook this directly. You can directly hook your computer into your TiVo to make it print. Now I don't know if this is the one that's going to go in it initially, or if they just gave us a spare PTFE cable, but that's what this is. This will guide the filament, and it will also lubricate it as it goes, so that it melts. And
so you put the filament through that, and then that connects to the nozzle?
This connects to the Bowden extruder.
That's what I meant.
Connects to the nozzle. It does use a Bowden style extruder. We have...
Every time you rattle plastic, she sticks her head up hoping it's food, and then when she realizes it's not, she just lays back down.
We have the power cord, which is just like the standard 3-prong computer cord. Same thing as I have in the back of that computer. I've got a spare one over there, so that's good. Okay, so these, I can already tell you, are going to be for the bed. These are the screws, the turn knobs, and the springs. And you level it. And not sure the exact function of these, but T brackets, and oh, this looks like it might be the stop limiter. I know that's not the exact name of it, but I'm drawing a blank due to cranial flaculence. We have the power box. This here's the brains of the beast. Got some clicky action left and right. It's got a weird, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a weird seal that says remove after washing. So I'm gonna not do that.
Just dunk it in some water?
Yeah, once again, I'm gonna not do that. This doesn't exactly screen quality, this grommet on the back, but I guess it has to be loose so the wires can flex.
And for those of you wondering, we don't live in heaven. That's not heavenly light coming through the window. It's because there's 3 feet of snow outside.
Yeah. And then we have, these look to be the rails. I'm wondering if this is supposed to come apart from the rest of it, or have to finagle it out very gentle.
Just insert sounds of construction in the background. Very gentle jackhammer.
You don't know, I could gently finagle. Oh, this sucker is really in there. You know what? I think it's like you say. I would rather sacrifice the foam than a rail.
Yeah, boy.
You know, after taking one of the, or so far partially taking one of these out of the box, starting to realize why people don't really show the unboxings that much. Oh, that's nifty. They included on the Z-axis screw here, they included some grease. So I'm going to lay this over here. Now I have to get the bottom of it out of the box. Oh, wow.
Ooh, that's pretty. I thought it'd be green.
So did I, but then again, last year's model was green. Digging that TiVo logo. Once again, they certainly did not want this thing going anywhere.
I like that purple a lot.
Right?
Is that the bed, or is that the thing that the plastic's going to stick to on the bed?
Oh, wow.
What?
Now that's different.
Ooh, that's like plastic in itself.
Oh no, this is just a print to show you that the printer works.
Oh, they printed that?
Yeah.
That's so cool!
This is I can see there were some extrusion issues on this one, but I'll get that dialed in. It kind of looks like the Virginia Tech logo in a way.
Mildly? That's awesome! We should hang it on the wall.
This is freaking amazing. I guess TiVo's been listening to their community, because one of the big complaints that I know of that they've gotten is that BuildTech surface that the Tornado normally comes with. It sticks too well. But as you can see, this model shipped with a glass bed. which is something you would normally only see on like the CR10 or something.
So it's like a higher quality bed than you were expecting? Or just a different bed?
It's a different bed. It's still, both of them are high quality. Remove parts from the box and remove any tape and padding from the parts. Inspect the parts and make sure they were not damaged in shipping. Install the gantry frame A to base frame B. Make sure that the nozzle assembly is to the front. On the base frame, make sure the stepper motor is to the back. So the stepper motor is to the back. Nozzle assembly needs to be to the front. I'm trying not to touch this screw. Oh yeah, here's the nozzle. If you will zoom in on that, please. Can you see the filament sticking out of the end of the nozzle?
Yeah, that really thin purple, that was the thing the other was made out of.
So that helps to prove that this...
That printer did print that.
Yeah, that they didn't just slap it on there.
Was it bad to leave filament in the extruder like that?
Yes. At least I assume the person that I'm going to for most of my information about 3D printing has told me that you should do a cold pull after every print so that it doesn't clog up your nozzle.
I guess they figure they send you an extra anyway. Better to have proof that this is the one that printed it.
Okay, so, make sure stepper motor is on the back. Use the M5 by 25 screws, 4 pieces, and lock washers, 4 pieces. Raise the base frame above the table. Install the screws through the base frame into the threaded holes in the gantry frame, as shown in pictures below. Tighten with M5. Okay.
So the screws go in through the bottom?
Yep.
Come on, boss. I just want to go bed.
Is he tired?
He looks tired, but he can't sleep without his boss.
He's just adorable. It doesn't say what bag the M5 screws are in, but one can only assume that it's this one. 1, 2, 3. Yep, looks like there's 4 of them. Okay, so you're probably not going to be able to see this super well, but I've relieved Plinky of her duties as camera person, and I'm gonna try to get this thing together. Huh, that didn't work out quite the way I planned it. I know. You got screw in there? This one. There are 2 at the bottom as well. So I'm just going to put one in, and you get the idea from there. I need the other 2 screws that are like this, please.
Where are they in a bag?
Yes.
Which one? Not that one.
That one. No, not that one.
That's that one.
They're in this bag. Can't see the bottom ones very well, but it's the same process as the top ones. Put them in with our handy dandy Allen key, and then make sure they're nice and snug. You don't want to snap them off, but you want to make sure that they're in there tight enough. Okay, so next the instructions say to install 2 T-shaped frame reinforcement plates. The plate with the limit switch goes to Z stepper motor side. Here's the one with the limit switch. This one goes to the Z stepper motor side. So I guess that means that this one goes on this side, down a little bit there. This one goes here. The other one goes on the other side. I don't really think it matters which side is in or which side is out. These are supports. It shows these being like so, but this is going to go in effectively like this where the rail is, and it's going to hold it in place. Now here's the weird thing as well. It actually doesn't show these washers on here, but I'm assuming that they go in there, so always keep your baggies, kids. You never know what you might use them for later. If I'm reading the instructions correctly, then it should look something like this. and then these will proportion, or not proportion, but these will go in there like this, and lock into the rail like that. Now the instructions here say that this should take the same thing as the other one, which was an M5, but it does not. It takes, this is probably like an M3 or something. Okay, so I think I may have figured out why it wasn't going in correctly. These washers, which they include in the package, seem to be spacing the nuts out such that they can't really turn. So I don't know what the deal there is, but should be alright now, hopefully. Also, I'm just going off my best guess that these are the correct ones to begin with, but it also doesn't tell you which side to put on the rail. It's at this time that I'm very glad that I didn't get a full-on kit. The instructions were as unclear as they are now. I'm not sure that I would be able to handle a full-on kit. This is kind of like playing with Legos when I was a kid, only so much harder. I don't think that's going anywhere. Whew. Now that mess is over, this is the one with the limit stop for the other side. Now it's curious that this side actually doesn't come with those washers. I'm not quite sure why that is. We can't see it very well here. Putting on the limit stop here. Limit stop's just this little clicky switch. Attach this piece of acrylic. It's the same process over here, only hopefully faster. With the limit switch being as it is, you can actually adjust it if it's not up quite far enough. It's ingenious. I'm going to move this up as far as I can for now. And this is just a piece of acrylic, so I'm not going to tighten it down super hard or anything like that. Now this is a weird thing here. On the manual, it shows the lever sticking back as I have it here, but it shows the screws actually going in on this side, so I don't know if this is on there backwards or if they just screwed it in backwards. Either way, it should be facing in according to the manual, so I'm going to roll with it. See if anything breaks. Now it just says to connect all electrical cables. The control box on the lead screw side of printer with the screen facing forward, which means we need this to go here. Connect the heater cables to the control box. Okay, so now it says, you can read along at home if you want to pause it and read. Okay, it doesn't look like I'm going to get a good focus on that, so it says to put the control box on the lead screw side of the printer, which I have done. Connect the heater cables to the control box. The cable for the build plate has 4 pins. The cable for the nozzle heater has 8 pins. Rotate the connector until the pins slide easily into the socket. Do not force them. After the pins are fully inserted, hand tighten the knurled nuts so they don't become unplugged. So that's what we're going to do. This one has 4. This one has 8. This one, here we go. Plug it in, then tighten your knurled nuts. Okay, now that both of those are done, next we connect the stepper motor and limit switch cables. The Y cable goes to the stepper motor and limit switch at the back of the base frame. Z cables go to the stepper motor and limit switch on the lead screw side of the base frame. The X and E extruder cables go to the gantry frame. The X cable goes to the stepper motor and limit switch that runs the belt. Z, Z minus, here's a Y minus, and Y. Y minus, which is this 4-pin here. See, it's there. I don't think I can do this with one hand and plug it in at the same time, but you get the idea. Y negative goes here. This one could color me confused. While it is a colossal pain to try to work around these tabs, I'm very glad that they decided to include them. Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm actually taking... No, you can't see it. Well, I mean, I guess you kind of can. I'm taking this back off so that I can put that connector in. Always remember to work smarter, not harder. It's a good thing I'm largely ambidextrous. See, limit switch just clicks in thusly. That's my tip of the day for that. We're going to be putting together a tornado as I am now. Make certain to plug that connector in first, and then put your limit stop switch on there. You can see that. But that's the Y motor. Or that's what I believe to be the Y motor that it was talking about. So these are where the Z connectors go, I believe. It's going to be back here. So sleeping down. This Z connector goes here. And the Z negative, I think, goes here. Wow, the forums were not kidding about TiVo not giving you enough wire to work with. The X and E cables go to the gantry frame. X goes to the stepper motor and limit switch. Good. And these are the X negative, and the E. X negative goes there. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in. It's going to be way too hard to get a shot of. Now the X and the E are going to be a bit more complicated. X cable goes to the limit switch on the lead screw side. The X and E, again, the X goes to the stepper motor and limit switch that runs the belt, and E goes to the motor that drives the extruder. Correction, the Y does not, the Y, which is here, does not go to this motor. The E goes here, the Y goes somewhere down there, but I'll figure that out in a moment. It is a really good thing that I caught that before something bad happened. The Y actually goes in the back of this motor here. Yeah, so there's that one. If you can see up under here, there you go. That, which is the one on the side rail here, E goes to the drives the extruder. This is where the E goes. This is where the X positive goes. Let's see if I can get those hooked up really quickly. So here it goes over here. There. I am not about to have something fail on me due to a piece of lint. Still don't want this one. This one's not making a good connection at all. Okay, so now it's basically just telling me to put the power cord in and make sure that the PTFE tube is in, because it could come loose during shipping, which I'm going to do. And then I think that'll about wrap this video up. I'm not going to go into fine-tuning or anything like that. I just wanted to show putting the darn thing together at first. You see that? That's the power cord, the power strip that it's going into, and then the menu in which we will use to turn it on. I'm not going to show that because, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Just make sure the power switch is off when you plug it in and when you plug it into the wall. And then I guess the manual will tell you how to fine-tune it from there. I may go over that in a future video. I'm not sure. Right now I just want to get this thing started, make sure it works, and then go to bed. So I thought it was kind of odd that it didn't tell me anywhere in the assembly how to put on the build plate, since it was just held down with these. I'm going to go ahead and do that now, but I think it's weird that they didn't put that in the assembly part. I'm going to show you really quickly the general gist of how to do one, then I'm going to do the rest of them off camera to save some time. You get your handy dandy A5 bag, complete with bolts and such. And then you'll have the bolt that goes through the bottom. You'll have the bolt that goes through the top, rather, the spring, and then the screw at the bottom. Hopefully this is the last time I'll have to revise this, and I'll actually, I'll try to mention it if it says somewhere else in the manual how to put the bed on. I think they might just assume that you know at that point. I would have completely forgotten about it had it not been for that divider between the two and the zip ties. But I guess I'll keep you posted. In the next video, I think we might go through the fine-tuning aspect in the manual. Or I might just, figure it out off camera to save time. We'll see what happens. And remember, when the gears start turning, anything is possible.